Yo, what's up, Freeze Army, and welcome to Hitman FYI episode 10. This is going to be all about wall hacking. Mine is Mr. Freeze2244. Now, for those of you that didn't know what wall hacking is, it's basically when you try to commit a crime, when you try to subdue an enemy or try to kill an enemy with a fibre wire or a syringe. An enemy, another guard or an NPC on the map can see through the wall and see that crime happening, even though it's not physically possible for them to do that. And I'm going to be showing you some examples of why it happens and why it doesn't happen and all that kind of stuff like that, and how to avoid it on most situations. And now, you can't cater for all of the things that happen, because there are genuine gaps in the walls that are in the coding of the game. So enemies can see through the walls on some occasions, just because that's a bug of the game. But the reason why this stuff happens is because basically you're rushing into killing these targets. Now, as you can see there, I'll try to shut the door just so an enemy behind me wouldn't see, and you know, immediately went straight up to the target. This is the Congressman's Comeuppance featured contract. Now, I tried to take out the target as fast as I could with the fibre wire, and it ended up those two bodyguards seeing me through that wall. Now, why did that happen? It's because basically those two bodyguards were watching you at the time you was running across the room. So you basically have to be patient when it comes to actually completing these kills. So I'm just going to show you again. This is from me when restarting straight away from when I actually just failed. So again, I'm going to do the same thing. Close the door straight away, straight over to the target, garrote him, and again, the same bodyguard saw me through the wall. That is because both of them was engaged in a conversation. They was both looking in both directions, and that's how he saw you, because at that time he was looking straight at you. So let me just show you this again, but only this time I'm going to do things a little bit more slowly. See, the easiest solution to preventing this situation from happening is just a matter of just taking your time, really. So I've closed the door, pulled out my fibre wire, gone over to the target, waited just a couple of seconds, waiting to make sure that the bodyguards are looking straight ahead, and then you can take him out. And at that moment, that's the only way it's going to work for you. Now, when I actually did the previous elusive target, the food critic, and I was stabbing him with a syringe, a lot of people were suffering from the same thing of people getting seen through walls. That is exactly why it happened. It's because an enemy was actually, or an NPC was looking at you or in your direction at that specific time, or you was doing something a little bit suspicious or you know, a bit strange at the time. That's the reason why I was looking that direction. So the trick is to just wait a couple of seconds for them to stop looking in your direction for you before you commit that crime. Another way to avoid that situation is by throwing an object. If you throw a lethal melee or a non-lethal melee, they cannot see that through the wall. So the wall hacking, regardless if they're looking in your direction at all, they won't see through the wall if you commit that kind of crime. But any kind of like melee kind of kill, they will see through the wall if you are too fast and they're looking in your direction. So the easiest solution to this, as I said, was to just take your time, take that extra couple of seconds, and use your instinct to look at the bodyguard and see what direction they're looking at, or for whoever's around you, and then commit the crime. So just wait a couple of seconds before you do it, and then you can the wall hacking should not take place at all. This should cater for most situations. I couldn't really find many other examples to show you, but like I said, because you're rushing, that's the reason why it keeps happening, as I'm showing you in these examples. So try it out for yourself, guys. The name of the contract is the Congressman's Comeuppance. So start out in the Iago auction area and just do the things that I was doing in there, and then wait for the bodyguard to get in that position for you, and then close that door by the stairs and just spam that melee kill button with the fibre wire in your hands, and you'll get spotted straight away by the bodyguards that are there, just because they saw you, they were seeing you at the time running up to that door and closing the door. So if you do anything kind of suspicious or anything that warrants a reason for them to be looking at you at that point in time, that's the reason why they're seeing you through the wall. So you just got to make sure that you wait for them to break that line of sight, and you know, wait a couple of seconds and then commit the kill, and then you'll be completely fine. The person that come up to me and told me about all this stuff, because it wasn't me that figured all this stuff out, it was Ghoul. He's a well-known Hitman YouTuber that does speedruns and all those kind of good stuff, and not just elusive targets but escalations and all that kind of stuff, and featured contracts. He's a really good Hitman YouTuber. You should check him out. I'll leave the link in the description of his YouTube channel. But he was the one that told me about it, all this kind of stuff, and it was hard for me to get these examples, but this was the closest, best way I could show you an example of why this keeps happening. And hopefully I've explained this a little bit better for you guys and you understand this a little bit more clearly. So that's going to do it for this video. Thank you very much guys for watching this video. Feel free to drop a like and subscribe if you're new and all that kind of good stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers.